Am I a pirate yet? Arr, mateys. Look at my face. What do you see? Do you see a man that's broken? Or do you see a man that's not broken? Today, my question is going to be this. What is a broken man? What is a broken man? Is a broken man a man that society deems as unworthy to procreate? Not sure. What is confidence? Our society requires a man to have confidence. Am I right? Okay. If our society requires a man to have confidence, what is confidence? And what is the observation of confidence? And what is the definition of confidence? Women view men that are shorter, men that have less money, men that are, less desirable as unconfident. They look at them as ugly and creeps and whatnot. But maybe these men are content, Maybe they're content. Women look at me and say, well, you don't have a lot of money. You're not very tall. You have this going on. You have that going on. So they say, well, you're not confident. Like, what made you come to that conclusion? Your woman's intuition is supposedly so powerful that you can read a man a mile away. Am I right? Well, if your woman's intuition is so great, why do you get pregnant by bad, abusive convicts and crazy men? Why do you do that? Then you decide you want men like me to take care of your offspring. Why is that? Why do you require men like us, the rejects, the misfits? Why do you require us to take care of your offspring when the father of your children is nowhere to be found? Or your body count is so high you can't even remember what guy is which and whose guy is what, and the kids have to ask you, where's my daddy? And you say, I don't know. So you know what a woman does to keep herself from sounding like a 304? She basically turns the child against the kid. She basically turns the child against the father, whether he was good or bad. So all of a sudden, the father is a bad guy. You know why? Because he's not in the child's life, because she won't let him be in the child's life. Brothers and sisters, let me give you a little word of advice. Do not let, and I repeat, do not let someone determine your confidence in who you are. All right? I'm going to just do a real quick, simple test here. People say, well, you got to have confidence to get a girl. I say, okay, I got you. Do you know who you are? Do you know what your purpose is? Are you comfortable in what you know how to do, aka your job, your profession, which you've trained for? When your boss says, hey, so and so, I need you to do this job, can you say, all right, got you, boss, and you just go ahead and take care of it? Or do you sit and wonder who you are? If you know who you are, you know what you have, what you're comfortable in, and you know what your purpose is. Even if you don't know your purpose 100%, but you have an idea what your purpose is, guess what? You have confidence. I don't care what a woman says. I don't care what your father says. I don't care what your mother says. I don't care what your aunt says. I don't care what your grandpa, your grandma, your cat, your dog, your bird, your next door neighbor. I don't care what the worms in the ground say. If you know who you are, and you know what you have, you know what you're comfortable in doing, you have confidence. Women think that they can determine a man that has confidence or not because they feel like they have some kind of special intuition from God that they can determine what's a good man and what's not a good man. No, that's not it. There's a very specific reason why I do not want a single mother. People say, well, you're just being picky. No, I'm going to tell you the real 100% truth. I don't know what DNA that child has. Her ex, the child's father, I don't know what kind of man he was. If he was a crazy, raging lunatic, or he had alcoholism in his system, or he was a drug addict, I don't want that DNA in my family. And I'm not saying that God can't change you, but raising that little brat, I don't want to call him a brat, but raising that little delinquent is going to be challenging because that is not of your DNA. I'm a calm, docile, natured man that will literally rip you apart if you provoke me enough. That's the type of man I am. I'm very calm. I'll be very patient with you, and I won't hurt you unless it gets to that point, and I'll rip you apart. I know that may say, well, that's a threat. No, it's a promise. Because I'm not the type of man that I want harm to come to anyone. I don't want that. I don't want to harm anybody. But sometimes life will put you in a situation where you have to rip somebody apart. I had to do it quite a few times in the past, and I felt very, very guilty of it. But I'm coming to you today because I just want to have some quick words of encouragement for you. I want all of you, if you're a young man, or an old man, or basically a man just alone, I want you to look up. There's a motivational sermon by Billy Graham. It's in his younger days when he basically talks about the single man, and it's a very beautiful message. And I don't care if you're religious or not, because it's not really, I wouldn't say it's necessarily secular, but it's a basically an uplifting proverb, an encouragement to the men that are I guess undesired or something. Because he says that a man that is single isn't a problem. He said most of society views a man that is single as there's something wrong with him. But no. Some men are content being alone. Some men are not content being alone, but they accept it. That is where I lie. I'm not content being alone, but I have to accept it because of the state of the nature of dating and our society. I have no control over what women are attracted to. I have no control over that. And if you think I'm wrong, 63% of young men are single. Why are 63% of young men are single? The reason is because dating is not what it used to be, and it's not very socially accepting to those that are outliers or strange men or weirdos or what women call creeps. I know for a fact that I'm not a creep. I have enough confidence in who I am and what I am and what I'm doing in my manhood to know who I am and what I am. It shouldn't be. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna step on a lot of toes here, but I'm gonna say this. It shouldn't be the man's job to bring confidence into the relationship. I know they say men should be confident, but it is not the man's job to provide the confidence in the relationship. I know you may disagree, but I'm going to tell you why. Because if you date a woman that has no confidence, she is going to leech off of your confidence, leech off of your positivity, and she's going to drag you down into a depressive state. The reason I know this is because I've dated women like this before. You need to have a woman in your life that has some level of confidence. I'm not saying a lot. You don't want a person that's arrogant, but you want her to have some level of confidence in herself and her abilities. The reason why I say this is because in a life or death situation, if she has zero confidence and it's her job to save your life at this moment, you're going to die. That's why I want a woman that's going to be my helpmate. What the Word of God says, a wife, a helpmate, I need that. I don't need someone to I don't need a sex partner. I need a woman that is what they call your other half. Even though I don't feel like I have half of me. I feel like I'm whole. I need someone that's going to complete the union of a husband and a wife. That's what I need. And I know you may say saving your life. I know people say, well, it's the man's job to save the woman. But look, if I were to get shot or if I were to get stabbed or something life-threatening. I was having a heart attack or something like that. What I would need from my wife, this is why I need a very specific type of woman. If I am having a heart attack, I don't want her to just sit there and scream and holler and look at me as I'm dying. I need her to call, either try to get me up and rush me to the ER, or call the paramedics to come get me. She has to have enough confidence in herself to say, look, I'm not going to freak out. I'm going to help this man, which is my lover, to help me and save his life. That is what a woman needs to do. If a woman truly loves you, and she knows that she loves you, she is going to try everything in her power to save your life if you are in that state of need. And like vice versa, a man will do this for his wife. If he truly loves this woman, a woman that he loves, which is his wife, he will do this for her. Now I'm gonna really spice it up, fellas. That's in a relationship, whether you're married or just dating. Would your girlfriend or wife save your life if it was a life or death situation? Can you answer that question? A lot of you dog on me and say, well, you don't have a girlfriend, you don't have a wife, I'm better than you. Okay, or you say you're better than me, but is your wife worth it? Would she save your life if you was dying? Would she call the paramedics? Would she call the police? Or would she call whatever? Would she do that, or would she just stand there and scream her head off? Because that doesn't help. Making noises doesn't help. No. Unless you're making noises with the firearm and you're going pow, pow, pow. Now that noise actually means something. But yeah, I'm trying to keep the old violence thing down, because you know they get all crabby with it. But anyways, I'm not going to make this video too long. I just want to come up with some things here and just elaborate a little bit, because I'm still going on down the path of when they say men need to man up. Yes, men need to man up, and women, they need to women up too. Because if you are the gender of a male or a female, I'm not trying to go into the politics of the LGBTQ and the in-betweens and the asexuals and the agenders, and I'm not trying to go into all that. I'm just speaking strictly from male and female perspective. If you are a male or a female, you need to be 100% or the best of your abilities of who you are. What I mean by that is, if you're a man, be the best man that you can be. If you're a woman, be the best version of a woman that you can be. Because I know everyone is different. And I'm not talking about the men that are feminine and the women that are masculine. They are included also, because just because a man is feminine does not mean he's homosexual. And just because a woman is masculine doesn't mean she's homosexual. I feel like these people are accepted. Even homosexuals are accepted also, I believe. But it just becomes a different narrative of a different story when it comes to that type of relationship that I'm not really trying to get into right now. I'm trying to get into specifically the type of relationship that I'm interested in, you know. I just want clarity in what I speak. I know the last video was kind of silly and goofy. I know you might say, well, dang, one day you make a video, you're calm. One day you make a video, you acting silly. It's because I'm trying to be lightheartedness. I'm trying to, because if I make all my videos like this monotone, people are going to be like, this is boring. I'm not going to watch this. I wanted to be interesting. And if you watched the last video I did, it was like an hour long. Watch the last video, because about halfway through towards the end, I started getting very serious, because I wanted to grab your attention. And once I got your attention, then I wanted to basically, you know, give you the word of advice that I was trying to give you. So yeah. But just always remember these things. Never, and I repeat, never let someone break who you are. Never. I don't care if a guy's married and got 50 kids and he got the most beautifulest wife, and he's sitting there joking on you being less than a man because you're single. Don't let him do that. Don't let him do that, because I'm going to tell you why. Just because he's in that relationship and everything seems to be good, what all glitters is not gold, as they say. Yep. So, always remember that. Don't let someone ruin your happiness because of their clout and their ability to like if you're a man that can't get women or have trouble dating, don't let a man that can get women relatively easy downplay your existence and downplay your struggles, because they just don't understand. They don't understand. And you shouldn't expect them to understand, because how many times when you go to a store or go to a restaurant, you wonder, do they have a wheelchair ramp? You don't normally think about it unless you're in a wheelchair. Struggles that we don't have to deal with every day, we don't think about it, and we don't think much of it. It's no disrespect to the person. It's just that it's a struggle that we don't have to live and we don't understand wholeheartedly. A man that was clapping cheeks at 12 and 13 years old, he's not going to understand my life and what I've been through. I've tried my entire life to find love, and I've failed my entire life. But you know what? That doesn't make me a failure. You know why it doesn't make me a failure? Because in the absence of a woman, a man can find himself. When you are by yourself, don't think, woe is me. Think, who am I? Who am I going to be? If you're ever sad, look, I'm going to tell you something. If you're ever sad and you're depressed and you want to end it, do not end it. Always think about this. Where do I see myself in 5 years? What should I do in 5 years that I can get to some of the goals that I want to do? What should I do? Improving yourself, there's nothing wrong with improving yourself. But I want to tell you this. Do not change and do not improve yourself strictly for a woman. Don't do that. I'm telling you, don't do that. I'm going to tell you why, because if you change too quickly, you will not. Now, hear me out. If you change too quickly, you will not appreciate the changes that are made. Hear me out now. If you change too quickly, aka changing for a woman, if you change too quickly, you will not appreciate the change that has been made. Always change for yourself. Now, I'm talking about like just subtle change. I ain't talking about, if you're an alcoholic, you need to change for your health of yourself and others. But I'm talking about if you're just like, you got bad habits or something, One of my very bad, hello bird, that bird looking at me. The bird like, what you doing, man? I always feed that one little bird. Say, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? I'm good. Anyways, yeah, I like nature and animals and stuff. Anyways, go figure. Well, the reason why I like animals and stuff, I'm drawn to machines and animals because they don't hurt me like humans do. Yeah. Or if they do hurt me, they just do it out of fear and instinct. That's the only reason I understand it. But humans do it they just do it on purpose. But anyways, yeah, don't let a woman change you or try to, make you a better person. You make yourself a better person, and don't do it for a woman. Because like I said, when women want change, they want it immediately. If you're doing, you got a bad habit or something, they want you to change it immediately. Like I said, don't change for them. Change for yourself, because I want to tell you something. You're going to appreciate the change. When it's done on your own time, on your own terms, you're going to appreciate it more. And I'm telling you, misfits and rejects, do not, and I repeat, do not let a woman destroy your happiness. I've been there. I've let women, I was in the dark stages of wanting to end it in my early 20s, and women just say, yeah, you should just go jump off a bridge. You're a sorry excuse for a man anyway, because you're short, you're a little midget guy. And I'm hearing this from women. I'm like, wow. And I'm like, that's very hurtful that you said that. And they laugh and say, this guy's weak. Look at him. Huh? He's weak. He's a softie. He. And they're laughing in my face like it's funny. And some guys will be like, you're just a softie, man. You shouldn't let that get to you. What you mean I shouldn't let that get to me? Words hurt way more because they take longer to heal from. In my early 20s, that really hurt me when those women said that to me. I mean, I'm over it now, but it's like, wow. To be depressed and contemplating, well, I don't know if I can say that word, but the S word, contemplating the, wanting to take your life, and to hear someone encourage you to do that, that's terrible. That's terrible. like I was gonna say, one of my little problems is I have trust issues with women, and some people say, well, see, you got to get rid of that before you can get a wife. I said, well, I mean, the trust issues aren't. They're not like. I don't think of them as a negative thing because I don't trust women immediately when I meet them. I'll trust a man more than I trust a woman because usually men are of their word. Men are usually of their word. If a man says he's gonna do something, most of the time he's gonna do it. Women, they'll tell you anything that you want to hear, and then they'll just do the exact opposite. And then when you try to call them out on it, they say, "Oh, I don't know what happened. What are you talking about?" You know, they play dumb. Women are very good at doing it. I mean, I don't know if it's in their nature or survival instinct when they were like in cave, when they were like cave people, but I don't know. Don't know. But anyway, I wanted to call this video short because I got some vittles that need to go into the refrigerator, and they're going to spoil if I don't get them into the refrigerator again. So yeah, I want to just make this video for y'all. And anyway, with that, always remember, fellas, keep your head up. And with that, signing out.